Hello, how are you getting on? So before I start, I'd like to point out that my voice might sound a little funny because last week I had nose surgery. I had surgery on my septum so that they could straighten it so I can breathe properly. And yeah, not being able to breathe through one or both my nostrils most of the time isn't great crack. So I'm really happy to have that sorted out. It has been very, very sore. I've been high on painkillers mostly. I've been watching a lot of bad films, and that has made those films way, way better. A couple of days ago, even, my nose was completely swollen. I looked like I had just been in a really bad scrap. Or I kind of looked like that kid from that new Owen Wilson film. I think it's called Wonder or something like that. But let's not be comparing myself to disfigured kids in movies. So yeah, other than that, what have I been up to? The week before my surgery, I was in Belgium visiting my goddaughter. It feels a bit odd to say at this point in my life that I have a goddaughter. I'm happy to have one. Her name is Sive. She's very cool. But when I was over, she was going through her phase of everyone who's not my parents is absolutely terrifying. I'm gonna scream whenever I see anybody else. Just before I went over to Belgium, I got to go to one of the Aran Islands. I went on a walking tour of Inisheer with my mother, and I've been wanting to get out to the Arans for years. So I'm really happy that I just out of the blue got an opportunity to go. When I was over on the island, I had the thought that if I have a group of friends in college, one week we should all go over and stay on one of the Aran Islands and just hang out. I don't know, maybe make some stuff if I fell in with a creative crowd. Yeah, I don't know, it's just seems like a good place to go for a retreat with friends. That's another thing. I've been kind of laying low, trying not to do as much this summer. So it's been a long, boring summer. But the reason I'm doing that is I have to save money for college. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got my results from my PLC, so I know that I'll be eligible for the courses I applied for. And I was kind of nervous. I didn't think I would. I needed 5 distinctions for most of the courses I was applying for, and I didn't even think I'd get 3. I ended up getting 6. Yeah, I'm delighted about that. So where have I applied to? Number 1 on the CAO is University of Limerick. I'm applying to do their arts degree, and in that I'd be doing psychology, new media and cultural studies, philosophy, and for a 4th subject I'm thinking of taking on politics. And I don't know a whole lot about politics. I'd like to know more, and because I'm very interested in drug policy, if I ever want to get involved with an organisation related to that, I'd have to have a knowledge on politics and policy. So then I applied for film and screen media in UCC, and number 3 is new media studies in IADT, which is a relatively new course, and it looks very interesting because it's all to do with online journalism and documentary making. And from the sounds of it, it looks like a training course to work at Vice or some online publication like it. and I'd love to work for Vice. So one other thing that's coming up soon that I'm really looking forward to is that I've signed up to do a one-off improv comedy class, and hopefully after that I'll do more, because improv comedy is something I've always wanted to try. An American comedian called Erin McGatty has been living in Ireland for the past few years, and she's recently set up her own improv comedy school and theatre and is running classes, and this is the first beginners class they've done. I think it's like the second class they've done, so that's happening next week. And yeah, I'm really excited for it, but also super nervous, because after I booked it I looked at professional improv comedy like Whose Line Is It Anyway, Upright Citizens Brigade, and those people are, oh, I found a bench, are absolute geniuses, and their mind is so agile, and they're able to make very quick associations, and they're able to pretty much read the other performer's mind. And yeah, it's just some very impressive talent, and I know I'm not that, but I still want to give it a try, because this sounds cocky, but I know I'm funny in some facet, and maybe given the right circumstances I'll be able to unleash that fully. But I think that's just a kind of thinking that comes from watching a lot of anime as a kid, that you're a loser and a slacker for most of your life, but then you're in some special circumstance where you just unleash all your power, and then from there on you're ultra powerful and confident, and your entire look changes. That's what happens in anime. Once they get their power, they go from being a skinny dorky fucker, which, you know, and then they're hot as fuck after they've unleashed their power. Yeah, I've been waiting to unleash the power for a while. Yeah, I think that's a good note to leave it on. This was a little rusty. I want to do way more of these, because these are just fantastic to look back on. Okay, cool.